Good morning, students. Sairam, welcome back to the computer session. In the last session, we have completed lesson number 1, that is evaluation of computer, and lesson number 2, working with Windows 7. So, in this session, we will start a revision, that is chapter number 1 and 2. Before that, the for unit test, okay, the based on the portion is lesson number 1 and the lesson number 2, right? Okay, let us see the paper pattern. The paper pattern, the same last year paper pattern, that is multiple choice question, okay, and true or false. Okay, so 20 marks paper. Okay, multiple choice means what? The questions, and we will provide you 3 answers, right? In that you have to select the correct answers, right? And the true or false. So questions are there. So you have to click either true or false. Is that clear, children? Now we will start a revision. Okay. So first we will start the first lesson, the evaluation of computers. Okay. So all of you know what is history? So whatever has been done in the past, that is history. So evaluation of computers means how the computers got developed slowly or gradually, that is known as evaluation of computer. Can you see here modern days computers, right? For 1976, 77, 80, 83, right? And you can see the 2009 computers also, right? So the modern day calculating and data processing machine, okay, that is the computers you can see around you, that is a modern day computers. It is not a overnight invention or single inventor. So number of inventors and invention contributed towards the development of the modern day computers. Okay, so now let us see, so evaluation of computer. So now the question is, who invented the computer? Is there a single person or a single inventor? Okay, so now can you see our early calculating devices? Okay, so now tell me, in the olden days how people were calculating? So they were using fingers, toes, stones, sticks, pebbles, right? Then they started drawing a lines for doing calculation, for keeping records, right? So earlier time manual method of calculation was very slow. So, and it is a time consuming process. So there was a need to develop a faster calculating devices. So the first, so we will see some calculating devices. Okay. So first one is what? Which one is abacus, right? So the abacus was the first mechanical devices for calculating devices. It is developed in China. So it is consist of beads on movable rods divided into two parts. Even today, it is used for children to learn basic calculations, right? And it is made up of wooden frame with rods, each having beads, right? The frame is divided into two parts. Upper part is known as a heaven, having two beads, and the lower part is called earth, which consists of 5 beads, right? It is used for what? Addition and subtraction and addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now next in 1617, okay, so Napier's bone. Can you see the Napier's bone? The Napier bones is also manually operated calculating devices created by John Napier in 1617, right? So can you see here a set of rectangular rods, right? It is called a Napier bones, right? Now next 1642, okay, the Blaise Pascal, there is a Blaise Pascal invented a machine, manual machine, okay, that is known as which one? Pascal. Okay, the Blaise Pascal is who? French mathematician. Okay, so he invented the first mechanical calculator at the age of 19 in the year 1642. Okay, this device consists of 8 moving wheels. Okay, and you can use for which is capable of performing addition and subtraction. Okay, so nowadays it is an example. You can see the taximeter. The taximeter is using this type of machine. Okay. Now next we have learned Leibniz calculator, right? So Leibniz, the famous German mathematician, okay, improved on Pascal machine in 1671. Okay, so the fourth, so this is what Leibniz device. So Leibniz calculator could do addition, subtraction, and even multiplication, division, and find square roots. Okay, so it is what? It is a improved version of Pascaline. It is an improved version of Pascaline. Now Charles Babbage. So all of you know Charles Babbage is known as father of computer. Why he is known as father of computer? Because the modern days computers, okay. Can you see here Charles Babbage invented what? Analytical engine, and right, you can see difference engine and analytical engine in 1833. So the analytical engine had 5 units: input, store, mill, and control. Based on these units, the present computers works in a similar manner. In the present computer, what we are doing, you are with the help of keyboard, we are taking a input, right? The CPU is processing the data and delivering through in monitor, right? And it is capable of storing the data also, right? All 4 functions that you carry out modern day computers, this device is capable of. So the Charles Babbage is known as father of computer. Okay, and next, so who is the first programmer? Lady Augusta Ada Lovelace. That is okay, Lady Ada Lovelace is known as a, she is regarded as the first computer programmer. Okay, so what do you mean by program? Is a program means a set of instructions together makes program, right? So, right, suppose you want to add 2 numbers, we will take a first number, then the second number, then we will add the 2 numbers and we will store the result, right? So the program means what? The set of instruction together makes a program. Okay, now next, here in the here she is the first programmer who suggested binary data storage. So what is a binary data storage? That is zeros and 1 instead of decimal number system. Okay, next 1850. Okay, George Boole. Okay, so George Boole, he is what? He is a mathematician. He is solved a mathematical problems by reducing them to a series of positive or negative answers. The question is here binary system of zeros 1 1, right? So the 1 means positive and the 0 0 for what? Negative answers. Okay, so he is invented a Boolean algebra. Okay, so the Boolean expression is what? Either true or false. Now next, 1880, okay, an American statistician invented a machine called tabulating machine. Okay, which one? Dr. Herman Hollerith invented a tabulating machine. Okay, so it was capable of reading data, processing it and giving the desired output. Okay, but the input was what? Punch card. Okay, at present we are using input is what? Keyboard, mouse, right? Speaker, right? This keyboard, mouse, right? So these are all input device. But that time, so which one input device is what? Punch card. Okay, now after this, John von Neumann, okay, he started a practice of storing data and instruction in binary code in memory. Then 1944, okay, Howard Aiken was the primary engineer in IBM who developed the first automatic sequence controlled calculator. So that is Mark I. So that is known as Mark I in 1944. Okay. So then 1946 onwards, that is what? electronic era. So that is electronic devices. 1946 is what? You can see a electronic era of electronic device, right? So now we come to the electronic device. Electronic device in the net, that is ENIAC. Okay, in 1946, electronic numeric integrator and calculator, the first general purpose electronic digital computer, was invented by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert. Okay, and it consists of 18,000 vacuum tubes. So the computers are very big, because can you see here vacuum tube size? Okay, and this computer, it consists of how many? 18,000 vacuum tubes in one computer, right? So it is 1,000 times faster than the Mark 1. Now next, UNIVAC, right? That is Universal Automatic Computer. Okay, it was developed by J. Presper Eckert and John Mauchly in 1951. So it was the first computer to handle both numeric and text data. Now here, evolution of modern computers in commonly classified into generations of computers. Each new generation resulted in these changes. Let us see the changes now. So evolution of the modern computer can be viewed in specific generation. We starting from the early 40s and we are in the middle of the 5th generation today. Okay, so each generation was an improvement over the former in terms of technology, speed, storage, size, reliability and diligence, and system cost. Okay. Now let us see in the first generation. Okay, in the 1940 to 1956, this period is known as first generation of computer. So what was the main components, or you can say electronic circuitry was the vacuum tubes in the first generation computer. Same thing, what was the input device? That is a punch card. And what was the storage device? That is magnetic tapes. And the output is also a punched card. Input is also punched card and the output is also punched card. And what are the languages? Languages are machine and assembly language. Okay. What are the example of computers? UNIVAC, ENIAC, EDVAC. These are all the example of computers, right? So which are the circuitry in the first generation computer? Vacuum tubes. Then go to the next generation computer. Next generation 1956 to 1963. This period is known as a second generation of computer. What are the main components? Instead of vacuum tubes, transistors. Okay, and the input is same thing, punch card, and the addition was magnetic tapes. And the storage is magnetic tapes. See the difference, children, here. The first generation input is punched card and the storage is magnetic tapes. Here also punch card and magnetic tapes and the storage is magnetic tapes and output is also a punch card, right? And the language, can you see, Fortran, COBOL, BASIC, right? These are the languages in second generation of computers. Okay, and the IBM 1400, 700 series, IBM 350, these are the example of computers. Now third generation, 1964 to 1971, this period is known as third generation of computer. So instead of transistors, which circuitry they have used? Integrated circuits, that is IC, right? And the input is keyboard and the storage device is magnetic disk and the output is monitor. In the third generation onwards, the output is what is the output? Monitor. Okay, the monitor is a output device and the language Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, these are all third generation language. So example of computer, IBM System 360, Apple I, these are all example of third generation computer. Now 1972, okay, and present, it is which here now 1972 onwards the fourth generation computer. So which circuitry they are using? Microprocessor, that is VLSC. So very large scale integrated circuit, right? Very large scale circuit. So mouse, scanner, sound is what? Input device. The same thing magnetic disk with the higher capacity, that is a storage, magnetic disk with higher capacity. Then the monitor, printers are what? Output. And language is RDBMS, C++, right, etc. Then the Apple II, VAX, these are all the example of fourth generation computer. The fifth generation computer. So the with artificial intelligence, that is SLSI, and the input is optical fiber technology. Which technology? Optical fiber technology. Okay, and the language is human speech recognition. Okay, so the fifth generations are totally based on artificial intelligence, that is AI. So these computers have a capabilities of logical thinking as humans. Okay, so now we will see vacuum tubes, punch card and magnetic tapes, right? Then here you can see the components was second generation computers, transistors and the punch card and again magnetic tapes, right? Okay, now these are the third generation computers. So that is IC, integrated circuits. What is, yes, components was integrated circuits, and can you see the third generation computer? Okay, so and the fourth generation computer input, what is the input here? Mouse, scanner, right, keyboard, these are all input device, and you can see output device, monitor, printer, right? Okay, and the artificial is what? Artificial intelligence refers to the simulations of human intelligence in machine that are programming to think like humans and, okay, mimic their actions. Okay, so these are the generation of computers. Now we will move into the second chapter, that is a working with Windows. Okay, all of you know the Windows is a operating system that acts an interface between the user and the computer. So Windows was developed by Microsoft, right? That is a leading software company and founded by Bill Gates, right? So the first edition of Windows operating was introduced in 1995, right? Okay, so here we will learn now what is operating system, Windows Explorer, how to view the files and folder, how to copy a files and folder, and the moving a file folder, and how to delete a folder, and how to restore the folder. So what do you mean by operating system? So operating system is the most important software. So without the which you cannot work on your computer system. Okay, it is the basic software that is present in a computer. Okay, it serves as an interface between the user and the hardware parts. It serves, the operating system serves interface between the user and the hardware parts. So the operating system is an interface between the computer user and the computer hardware. Okay, so Windows 7. Okay, these are the, can you see here different operating systems, the MS-DOS, Windows 7, okay, Windows 1 is introduced in 1985, then Windows 3.1 is 1992, then again 1995 Windows 95, then again 2001 Windows XP, okay, and the Windows 6, Windows 9, 12, 15, these are all what? Operating system. So you can use any one operating system in your computer. And can you see Linux? Linux is also a operating system. And you can see Android, it is a mobile operating system. Okay, so which one is the mobile operating system? Android. Okay, mostly we are using Android operating system for mobile. Now what are the features of Windows? The feature is what? The Windows 7 is fast, smart and safe, right? And it is very easy to use and learn. You can play a music, videos, right? And it supports this operating system. That's a Windows 7, right? The Windows 7 is what? Operating system. So Windows 7 supports a high definition games, okay? And you can maintain personalized work, right? And it is supporting a multiple user, okay? And it supports global connectivity, okay? That means global connectivity you can, okay, network, right? Okay, now you can see here interface, right? So we can find various icons like objects, shortcut icons, document icons and disk drive icons. The first one, can you see the icons, the small icons? My computer, recycle bin, you can see the small icons in the left side, right? Folder, right? And the recycle bin. What is the use of recycle bin? It works like a dustbin, right? It is, you can throwing does in dustbin you are how you are throwing unwanted papers, right? So these papers can be taken out if needed. So the recycle bin is like a folder that holds the deleted objects, okay? And you can see shortcut icons. A shortcut icon is an icon containing a direct route to a specific application, okay? You can see in your shortcut icons, if it is a small jump arrow on your lower left corner, that means that is a shortcut icons, okay? And the down you can see taskbar. The taskbar displays the start button, right, in the left side, right? It holds the notification area on the right side, which includes, okay, clock, some icons in the right side, okay? And can you see the desktop and the start button, right? Okay, now you can see the icons here, the computer icons. So computer icons give you what? All available drives. You can see with the help of double click on computer, you can see all the files and folders. This we have already learned, right? And the application icons means these are the graphical images. And the document icons, it's the active document window of application can be minimized, right? Documents icon which get placed on the taskbar. So you can restore the document window clicking on the document icon. And the network, what is the use of network icon? It allows you to access the shared file devices on different computers network environment. Yes, okay. Now we have learned how to open a Windows Explorer. Can you see the desktop here? Click on the properties and you can find out which operating systems you are using, right? Now you can see window here, desktops, right? These are all icons. Now Windows Explorer. So what is Window Explorer? Window Explorer is a program that helps in viewing and organizing files and folders on a computer. You can start, these are the different way to start the Window Explorer. Yes, children. And we have learned, after that we have learned, when you open a Window Explorer, you can go to the Start and Window Explorer or right click and Window Explorer. Can you see the different here parts, right? Drives, folders, navigation pane, right? And the details pane and subfolders, right? So how to, you can double click on how to view the folder, double click on any folder to view its contents. Okay, now how to copy the file here? So double click on my computer icon on the desktop. Go to the desktop, double click on the my computer icon. Okay, so you can see the hard disk here, CD or DVD drives, everything, right? Okay, then you can copy a file from C drive to D drive. So we have already learned how to copy a file. So what will you do? You can put the, or you can click on the organize or take the mouse pointer and click and select the copy icon in your computer, right? And select, okay, so select file by clicking on the left mouse button, or okay, click on organize button and select the copy and one more thing, paste. Okay, this way you can copy your folder. Same thing, how to move a folder. Moving means what? So moving folder or file means what? Shifting it from its original location to another location. So that is known as moving a file or folder. So how will you move the folder? Click on any file or folder, okay, and click right mouse button and select the cut. Okay, when you are moving you have to select the cut option, cut and paste. When you want to copy the file you will copy and paste. When you want to move the file from one place to another place you are using cut paste. Yes children. And how to delete the folder? It is very easy, right? Just select the folder and you can use a keyboard option, that is a delete button, or you can click on the right mouse button and you can take a what? Delete button. Okay, now the main important thing is how to restoring a file or folder. How to restore the file? Deleted file, it will stored into where? In the recycle bin. So you want to restore the file or folder from recycle bin. So open the recycle bin folder, right click on a file and select the restore option. Okay, the selected file disappear from the recycle bin and gets restored, okay, in its original location. Yes children. Now and we have learned how to customize the desktop also, right? We can change the theme, right? And you can take the different colors, okay? You can customize your desktop. Yes children. Okay, so we will stop this session. Sai Ram.